Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here. Today we're looking at Big Bang Comics number 12 featuring the Savage Dragon. So cool. Check out this cover. Can't wait to share it with you guys. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button and let's get right into it. Alright, so another Big Bang creation. Such a great series. The nostalgia, um, homage to the Silver and Golden Age characters from Gary Carlson and Chris Ecker. Big Bang Comics, long running, started out basically with Megaton and Vanguard, Berserker, and then Gary and Chris decided to tell the stories of the older characters from the Big Bang universe, and then after Megaton, thus Big Bang was born. Issue number 12, they were being published at Image Comics. Big Bang has had an interesting publication history, going from like Caliber to Gary Self Publishing to Image to Indie Planet, where they are now, and other things on the horizon. Very much, like Silver Age, Golden Age flavors. This looks a lot like an homage to the DC logos of the time that these are homaging. Everyone recognizes this. What I mean, I was less of a Silver Age kind of Golden Age DC person, but I mean, I feel like this Justice League homage cover is familiar to everyone. I love the dragon here. So this is drawn by David Zimmerman, except for the Savage Dragon part. I love that Erik Larsen came in to do the dragon. This is basically Big Bang's Justice League of America, the Round Table of America. I think they're known as the Knights or something. I don't know. Anyway, so Ultraman, Beacon, Hummingbird, Night Watchman, Atomic Sub, The Blitz. So good. Love this. I love The Blitz spitting out his coffee. That is so funny. That is almost like Carrie Callan level humor on this cover here. But, it's not, it's very, some of it is a little campy, but it's done very, but I think camp isn't intentional. So I love it. Like, you know what I mean? It's very much the flavor of like, we have these like, bad guys. All right, so I'm getting ahead of myself. Cover David Zimmerman, except for Dragon by Erik Larsen, story by Gary Carlson, plot by Gary Carlson and Chris Ecker. The different artists for different chapters: Bill Fugate, Joe Cooper, Billy Hodge, David Zimmerman, Mark Lewis, Patrick Toller, Jeff Weigel, Chris Ecker, Jim Brosman, Jeff Weigel, and Sean Van Briesen. Um, okay, 1997. So I love this. This is like Cortex, Dr. Banana, um, and Baron Brain. I mean, very, very much, like old school kind of villain action happening. I just get sucked right in. So Dragon, but I love the way that Gary Carlson's writing and his mind works, like, is just so much fun, and the little like touches that he puts in here, like so Dr. Banana has made this television that can see into the future. And so their plan, he's like, what's your plan to like go get stock tips and stuff like that? And they're like, oh, that's limited. But thinking like, why just get rich? Why just think about money when we can go into the future and bring heroes like this back and use them to, or take heroes like the dragon and use them as our like henchmen or something crazy like that. I don't know, just wacky comic book goodness, right? Through necessity and cost, printing comics is very expensive for a niche market, especially in the dwindling 90s. I feel like this is post implosion a little bit, or we're getting close to it. So, you know, Big Bang Comics is black and white at this point. So much fun though. I love that they were at Image. I love that Mighty Man is in here and such a part of the story. Erik Larsen is definitely tied to the history of, Megaton and Big Bang Comics. and Gary Carlson and Chris Ecker for sure. All the buzz of 1963 is going on with, Don Simpson's upcoming 1963 annual. I love this story. It takes place in 1963. Grandfather Clock, so such a great character. It looks very much like I don't know, the Monopoly Man guy, but that's like the old flavor goodness of Big Bang Comics. I love this too. This is such a comic book trope, and it's kind of actually funny because there's an issue of Big Bang Comics where Ultiman has to fix like a crack in a dam, and uses like a Volkswagen to clog the hole, which is so good. And so Dragon here, Dragon like has been affixed with this time bomb that I love. It looks like old school, like TNT, explosive dynamite strapped to his chest, hysterical. And so he's like, every time it explodes, he goes through time and he's trying to like get back to his timeline. A tale as old as time, really. But anyway, this I love the damn trope in a comic book, and I love Dragon trying to plug the holes in the dam before it bursts, but he's having difficulty. So the Knights of the Round Table, or the Round Table of America, the Justice League of the Big Bang Universe, is here to help. Hummingbird, Beacon, um, Atomic Sub, Ultiman, Night Watchman is so good. I love it. I love the art here. It's so much fun. It looks very, very like Silver Agey. Beacon is sort of like the Green Lantern of the Big Bang Universe. Oh my gosh, my new favorite character, Mike Merlin, who is kind of like the snapper car. He's just basically like an amateur magician, and uses like groovy old school language. Like, really cool, you man. Presto, instant hard water. I mean, I don't know. So he's basically just like a mascot. And then we have Martian Manhunter. I'm sorry, Mr. Martian here, who is like sort of like, the Big Bang version of, what do you call it? Martian Manhunter, who I misnamed him a second ago. It's weird because, it's like such a condensed history. Like, a lot of it depends on stories that have already been told. You know what I mean? Like, Mr. Martian, strange visitor from Mars, was stranded on Earth when Air Force pilots shot down his flying saucer. I mean, that is such a, like, I want that whole series. Like, just little nuggets like that. Like, that's such a genius little setup. And I love the way he looks there. And I love how Dragon's like, I'll kick your bony ass back to Mars where it belongs. I don't know. It's just a lot of fun. I feel like it's a great sort of comic book for people who kind of miss the real silver and golden age. Like, the flavor is so there. It's just so on point and so good. You have little sort of referential homages without being direct homages, like Ultiman and Blitz, basically, the Flash and Superman of the Big Bang universe, and they're going to race through time here, which is, genius and beautiful and lovely. I mean, it's so good. I just, and also it's weird because, Big Bang is essentially an anthology in a way. It's like, because Gary is using a bunch of different artists for each issue. And, but it all ties together so well. Like, this whole issue just has Dragon, like, traveling through time and encountering different incarnations of the Round Table of America, who are trying to help him. And then we have this great Dr. Weird, who is like the, weird, mystical, like Doctor Strange sort of specter of the Big Bang universe. Such a great history there too, and just always looks cool. This is like so iconic. I love this. Created by Howard Keltner, just an amazing character, and I love that Dragon got to meet him. It's weird in a way to see Dragon just sort of floating through this, but he belongs here. Trust. And then, I mean, once again, he's traveling through time, so we get to encounter sort of the legion of superheroes of the Big Bang universe. Clone Boy, Gravity Girl, and Laughing Boy. I love when they explain Gravity Girl's powers. She can make things more dense and heavy. Like, I would have never guessed. And then Clone Boy is the best too. He can make multiple things of himself. Like like Madrox, the multiple man, or I guess who's that duo damsel times 1,000 each, I guess. I don't know. But I love his beaker on his chest and just the flavor of the Legion of Superheroes, a book I never really read, you know what I mean? So, or never really cared about, but I'm just loving the version of them in here. Like, I just love all of this. Just the hidden gems and nuggets that you will find throughout. And now we're in 1962. I love time travel stories. I just think this is so much fun. Big Bang is such a rich, lush universe. And look at it, like, it's kind of amazing how many different great artists contributed to all these anthologies over the years. I really love this art here. It's very evocative of Kurt Swan for me. It's just so fun. We have Ultiman's like Fortress of Solitude. I forget what they call it, but it's the same, premise basically. And so this is in the 90s, I think, and he's mostly retired and has his Ultiman robots going out and fighting the good fight. Yeah. I mean, there's just so much, so much, so much. Loving the art here too. Getting like some Neil Adams vibes. That's the other great thing about this. Not only will you get homages throughout, story wise and character wise and content wise, but also like aesthetically, they try to be appropriate. I also love the fact that this ended on the inside cover of the last book. It's just like, I love that, rather than sacrifice story or whatever, just go ahead and have the whole book end there. I kind of always love that. Like if the first page is, or if the cover is the first page of the book, or this or that, you know what I mean? It's just maximizing your story effort. Anyway, could this be any better? Like I said before, Big Bang Comics is like such a hidden gem, such a treasure, such great, fun, quality comics. If you ever see that, I know they are out there. I see friends of mine picking them up all the time. They are scarce, but it is possible to find them. And this, obviously, is a rare gem because of the Larsen art on the cover and, of course, the appearance of Dragon and just his involvement throughout. Like, it is so cool. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button, and I will bring you more later.